You saw Roxargo's flyers, yes? Mother had him post them across the valley. Help wanted for Sweetwater Farmstead. Ah, Sweetwater, our home sweet home. Are you interested in a job? We need more farmhands. You see, our farmhands have gone missing lately. So, we need more. You ask a lot of questions, yes? Mother just told me to stand here and find more farmhands. So I did. You have questions? Talk to Mother at our farm. Her name is Kidea, though you should call her ma'am. That is only polite, yes? The farm is just up the road north of here. And don't worry if Mother seems cross. Roxargo's brother came home for a visit, and they have been arguing. The farmhands left. This one does not know why. Mother was very upset, so Roxargo offered to hang the flyers. And look, it worked! You came to help our farm. This one remembers that Verani was very unhappy. Kept talking about wanting to leave, but she is the only one, he thinks. If Verani...
Kidea means no rudeness, but she hasn't time for visitors today. It is true. Workers were happy and plentiful, but now, moons be praised if half our workforce remains. You look clever. Perhaps you could investigate our missing farmhands? Mizum, owner of Fragrant Moon's plantation, sought to buy our farm after the last harvest. This one refused. Kidea suspects he now bribes away her workers in order to make this one desperate enough to sell. So kind of you to offer. But take Kidea's eldest son with you, yes? It's about time Kidea's layabout son helped around here. He is the oldest farmer in this valley. It is possible. No workers means no crops, no profits. Who? No. Accused...
Mother! Roxargo found a new farmhand!
Yes, sweet one, thank you. They're going to look into our troubles right after they wake up your brother.
Brother is still sleeping? Roxargo rose at dawn and has been working hard all day.
What? Who is there? This one's head may ache, but that does not mean he cannot defend himself. You do not look like a robber, so Raz would appreciate it if you kept your voice down. I need a moment to clear my head. Say, why have you barged into Raz's den unannounced? She would trust Raz with such a task? That does not sound like Mother. Unless she just wants to get Raz out of this cave. No, don't answer that. Well, anything is better than farm work, yes? Raz will be happy to help. Mizum has wanted to get his paws on Sweetwater for years. If Mother can't keep the farm operating, Mizum can buy it and gain control of the valley's moon sugarcane. We need proof. Meet Raz outside the Fragrant Moon's plantation. At last! Something here that's worthy of Raz's attention. Let's get to the Fragrant Moon's plantation and see what we can dig up. Mizum's farm occupies the southern side of the valley. The big house with the walls around it. Old Mizum is a miser. Doesn't... You have met Raz's family, yes? Raz is glad you made it. He was about to proceed without you. Now remember, we need to be stealthy. The fewer guards that notice us, the fewer guards we'll have to kill, yes? Mercenaries, actually. In addition to gates and walls, Mizum hired the Red Hands to patrol his land. They're not the type to ask questions before they try to kill you. Best to slip in unseen. Ledgers, documents, contract. One more thing. Lead the way, Five Claw.
I called the guards, and they're on their way.
First, Muzum loses moonsugar. Now his farmers won't work. What nonsense.
There is something out there, Mizum. Some sort of beast.
Bah! A beast! This one sees no beast. All he sees are lazy Khajiit who make up foolish lies.
The farmers of Maryvale are no strangers to beasts. What could have scared Mizum's workers this badly? Another mess for us to clean up. Ah, well, so it goes.
That one has voices in his head.
So, moon sugar disappears from Mizum stores as well. Interesting. This creature was attacked by something unnatural. Let's return to Mother's farm and discuss what we learned. Old Mizum is dealing with missing moon sugar, scared farmhands, and a mysterious beast. Perhaps he and Mother suffered the same problem, yes? A creature prowls the sugarcane fields. Something far deadlier than a terror bird. If this is true, then Raz fears the missing farmhands reside in the belly of this beast. And so will many others, if we don't put a stop to it. You must visit Honeybree's homestead. Another moon sugar farm in the valley. If Raz is right, Jedolthal will be suffering from the same problem as Mizum and Mother. The farmstead is just across the bridge, on the southern side of the valley. In the meantime, Raz will try to convince his family to stay out of the fields. Perhaps they will be reasonable today. That would be a welcome change, yes? Anything that proves this beast exists. Corpses, tracks, strange residue. With luck, Jedolthal will have even seen this creature. Him or one of his 3 lovely daughters. Ah, Jedolthal's daughters. Raz wonders if they still remember him. Does Raz seem like the type to kiss and tell? Well, not while sober, at least. Now that this one thinks about it, he may not have left things on the best footing in regards to the daughters. Particularly when it comes to certain promises. Raz admits to succumbing to the folly of youth in his younger days. Though after so many years, this one assumes they have forgotten about such things.
Rosalind, your mother sends you to find our missing farmhands, and this is where you end up? Our house?
We already searched Mizum's plantation.
Please! Someone help! A monster is attacking the farm! It cornered Jedathel, chased his daughters into the field. You have to help them. A monster! I heard it! It roared loud.
Quickly, go on ahead and find Jedolthal. Raz will help our friend.
Moons above, let Jedothal's family be safe. Please, please, Jedathal begs. You must rescue his 3 daughters from that horrid beast. They should just be west of here up the path. You must find them before that monster does. Jedathal was only able to catch a glimpse of it as he ran. But what he saw was unnatural. It was an enormous beast, with a mouthful of fangs and a thick leathery hide. Oh, why has such a thing come to our peaceful home?
These beasts should thank the moons that they found me without my bow. I'd make quick work of them if I had it on hand. Have you seen my father, by chance? He's a kind man, but... No. Of course, I'll make sure he stays safe. Have you also seen my sisters? Then I must ask you to find them.
The fragrant Pashroni. Raz is glad to see you safe.
Have you seen my father, Jedathol? I've been searching for him, but I wasn't able to make it very far. Thank the moons. Then I must ask you.
Ah, the beautiful Banji. It is good to see you alive and well.
At last you have returned to me. Oh, I knew you would keep your promise.
Ah, yes. Raz is keeping his promise, of course.
By the moons, you have to help me. A monster attacked our farm. My father ran, but I do not know what became of him. Oh, thank goodness. Have you seen my two sisters as well? Moons be praised. I feared the worst, what with that monster stomping about. My sisters may be swift runners, but warriors they are not. I was not able to catch a glimpse of the beast, but I remember its stench. Brimstone, cold smoke, most unnatural. I can still catch the scent coming from the cave up the hill. It may still be there. Raz, you're here?
Of course. You are safe now, sweet Nura. Raz will get you to safety.
The two of us behind the mill reminds me of old times, old promises.
Let's talk about that later. Much later.
Very good, my pet. That should distract those farmers for quite a while. An intruder! Quick, Dolor, kill them at once!
Dark moons, a Daedra. Oh, Raz hates those things. Raz knew something was sour in Sweet Maryvale. Well, at least we know what happened to the missing farmhands. But why does a Daedra care about moon sugar? Then it is likely this mage must have summoned the Daedra. Wouldn't be too surprising if he was behind the missing moon sugar as well. Raz was able to question Jedathol while you dealt with our large friend over there. Our neighbor has also lost moon sugar this season, yet has seen no thieves. Let us return to Mother's farm and examine her storage cellar.
There they are! Moons be praised. Thank you both. Because of your help, this one's family is safe.
Raz is so pleased to see you and your daughters unharmed. All 3 of your daughters.
Yes, Raz. And all 3 of us have been talking quite a bit about you.
Specifically how you seem to have made certain promises to all of us.
Do you remember, Razamdar? Oh, this one will love you forever. This one will come back for you soon. This one only has eyes for you.
What? Raz, is this true?
Now, Raz can explain everything. Let us search for signs of thievery. And if Raz's family decides to poke their snouts in, ignore them. The less attention we give, the... Raz sees nothing out of the ordinary.
This is where you search for the farmhands? Our cellar? What? Are they hiding in the walls?
No clues to be found here, it seems. That is a rather ornate tapestry for this cellar. Mother,
What?
did you hang this?
No, of course not. Who would Mother be trying to impress? The cellar rats?
A secret passage, eh? Raz thought he felt a draft in here.
Look who we got here. Intruders. Oh, you're going to get in trouble. Why, you certainly have a lot of eyes. And they're different colors, too. Fancy that. Would you mind untying me? Itchy, and I just can't scratch. Don't know why Sivas tied me up. He's a mean mage. I'm a smuggler. I'm smuggling. Well, at the moment I'm tied up, obviously. We're making skooma, see? Lots of skooma. Only I tripped into a barrel. Clumsy me. And now I am feeling so good. Besides the itching, of course. And Sivas tying me up. Boss man! He does all sorts of nasty things.
The cave's branch here. You should follow the corridor, while Raz takes the side passage. We'll meet up farther ahead.
Cyrodiil broken pieces of gold. We need to double our production. The time for stealth and subterfuge is ending. Soon we will launch a raid on the farms. Patience, Tim. Patience. We'll find the one who killed your brother and free them alive.
There you are, Fat Claw. Time to put an end to this skooma operation, yes? Sweet work, Fat. Now's our chance to end this, once and for all. quite the investigation, yes? We infiltrated a heavily patrolled farmstead, saved three beautiful damsels, and dismantled the skooma operation. All in all, not a bad day's work. Ah, yes. Mother's docile screeching can lull Raz to sleep. Now, this one suspects that Mother would try to cheat you if you ask her for payment. So here, a reward from Raz's own pockets. Aren't you a lucky one?
Well, it seems you're good for something, at least.
Good for something? Raz took down an entire skooma operation for Jode's sake.
Razumdar, sir, I have an urgent message for you from Queen Irene.
A message for us? Ah! Who would waste the paper on him?
Roxanne, shush! Queen Irene? Razum, what is he talking about?
Raz's next assignment. It seems this one's vacation is over, Mother.
Already? But you only just arrived.
Well, Raz could stay for one last meal before he departs.
And letters? Will you write us letters?
Doesn't Raz always?
Did you hear that Razandar took down a whole operation of skooma smugglers? Majadi just can't believe it. Not only is Razandar handsome and charming, but he is a hero as well. Oh, if only he would notice how much this one has grown.
Merivale has already done so much to heal my soul. Perhaps it is the sweet air or the friendly eyes of the farmers who live here. Perhaps it's just the serenity of small-town living. Yes, I do believe I'll stay here a while longer.
You know, Minshok could have left it all behind. He could have had grand adventures, traveling to moons nowhere, doing moons know what. But he decided to be a good son and take over the family farm. Look where that got him.
never been to Valenwood, friend. It's like Elsweyr, except better in every conceivable way.
wants to be left alone.
Be still now. You must save your strength. You have come to Cicatrice in a time of great danger, traveler friend. Toxic fumes permeate the air, and corpses walk among the ruins. It is best to turn away now before you share the fate of my dear companions. We were exploring the nearby oasis caverns when the fumes first began to spread. Only Najira and I were able to escape. The rest of my companions, weakened and disoriented by the poisoned air, ran farther into the caverns of the oasis. I would need to first create an antidote. However, I require samples from corpses that have absorbed the fumes. No easy task, given that something has awoken Cicatrice's dead. They now guard the ruins from any invaders. Thank you for the aid, traveler friend. The undead walk the ruins of Cicatrice, directly to the west. I would advise caution. When we entered the caverns of the oasis, all seemed quiet. Then, suddenly, fumes began to surround us. The corpses which littered the ground sprang to life and attacked. Najira and I were the only ones able to escape. The fumes must have disoriented them, for they ran farther into the caverns. By the time we found the entrance, Najira could barely walk. Even I, blessed as I am with Argonian blood, began to feel weak. These fumes are most dangerous. Argonians have a far higher tolerance to poison than other races. Due to the nature of our homeland, that is why I was able to escape. But even so, it would be foolish to return to the oasis without first preparing. Precisely. An antidote will both allow us to enter the oasis safely and heal my companions of their weakness so that they may escape. That is why we must work quickly, traveler friend. Once, the town of Cicatrice was a cool blessing within the scalding desert. The oasis beneath the town was clear, and many believed it had power to heal their ailments. The town prospered from these many visitors and the trade they bought. When the Nahatan flu came to Elsweyr, many hoped that the oasis would heal them. They traveled here seeking hope, but brought their ailment with them. The town was quickly overcome with this sickness. Many died. They could not. The reigning monarchs quarantined infected towns in order to stop the disease from spreading. Cicatrice was eventually burned to the ground. And so, its people fled to the oasis. Their fate, however, is still unknown to me. When the Nahatan flu devastated Cicatrice, its people fled into the safety of the nearby oasis. They hoped that its healing waters could cure them of the disease. This effort was led by Nikusha, my egg mother. Yes, it is by her letters that I know of Cicatrice's suffering. She was a talented alchemist, and hoped to develop a cure for the flu. However, this was many years ago. I do not believe she was successful.
go alone. She will not sit idle while her friends suffer.
Please, don't be foolish. Najira, wait. I am glad to see you unharmed. Were you able to gather the samples? She fears for our companion's safety. I urged her to wait, for without an antidote she will quickly succumb to the fumes as well. But Najira refused to listen. A cactus with a bright pink flower. It has great medicinal properties. Would you collect a blossom for me? The cactus can be found west of here, in a small glade atop a crag. In the meantime, I'll begin to study the samples you brought. Thank you once more for your aid, traveler friend. After I create an antidote, we can enter the Oasis caverns and rescue my companions. Perhaps even find...
How dare you intrude upon my oasis! Leave this place! Now!
Yes, this should do it. My antidote is nearly complete. All I need now is the Arce's Lash Blossom. Were you... A Nereid? Most peculiar. I wonder if she's somehow connected to the Oasis. But there is no time to speculate while my companions are still in danger. I must deliver this antidote to them. With luck, it will give them the strength to escape. Thank you, traveler friend. I feared to ask, but already you volunteer. Make sure to drink some of the antidote before entering the Oasis caverns. And please, see if you can find my egg mother's research notes. My egg mother attempted to develop a cure for the Nahatan flu. Here you are, traveler friend. Let us hope this potion has the desired effect.
You must leave here now. The very air is poisonous. Iokas, I knew he would not abandon us. You must hurry. My companions ran deeper into the caves. Let them know that I'll remain here, ready to tend to them. I will be all right. The fumes have weakened me, but not as much as the others. A blessing of my Argonian blood. I just need to rest a moment more.
Najira should have listened to Iokas. Thank you for saving this foolish one, Walker. She should not have returned.
Is anyone there? Thank you, stranger. This one will find her way out.
Bungie to die here. Did Iokas make this? Bungie must thank him.
It's not the fumes. I heard someone in the central chamber.
It is all right, Laratan. I believe you. Thank you for saving my companions. Were you also able to find my egg mother's research notes? They would be invaluable to learning what occurred here. Thank the Hist. I was worried her research would be lost forever. She writes of a Nereid who lives here, and how her research tainted the oasis. I see. This must be the root of all the despair we have encountered. The Nereid once made this oasis a place of healing, but by filling these caverns with sickness and death, it drastically changed her. She must be the one who created these fumes and raised these corpses. I'm afraid that the Nereid must be killed. She poses a threat to all who visit Cicatrice, and by raising the dead she has defiled many. Her death, Hist willing, will also allow this oasis to finally begin to heal. With your help, my egg mother's terrible mistake can finally be mended. Thank you, traveler friend. For now.
Defilers? Why didn't we leave?
Why couldn't you leave me be? Monsters! I just want...
Not good. I was afraid of this. It does my heart good to see you unharmed. I trust the Nereid suffers no longer? In a way, I did learn what happened here. My egg mother sought to create a cure for the plague. Instead, she corrupted the oasis with sickness and death. Everyone in Cicatris died as a result of that corruption. But I did not journey to Cicatris to seek her good intentions. There has been much animosity between the Khajiit and Argonian races because of the Nahatan flu. My people are immune to the disease, so many believe we created it. Through her research and sacrifice, I had hoped to bridge the gap between our people, prove that Argonians are not the cold-blooded monsters so many see us as. But sharing what happened at Cicatris may only strengthen the Khajiit's hatred. I do not know. I must reflect on this. May your path be easy and your footsteps sure. How are our companions, Laratan?
All is well, Egg Brother. Your antidote has helped them immensely.
That's good to hear.
Iokas, were you able to find your mother's research notes?
Yes. Our traveler friend was able to collect them.
And what did they say? What happened to Cicatris?
Let us speak of that after you've recovered. For now, you need to rest.
I did not expect to see you in this desolate place, Walker. Did Captain Nalado send you? Or have you come to join us as we hunt the dragon that killed so many of our warriors? Then our missions coincide. We can work together to destroy the undead and slay the dragon. It will be glorious. When we finish with the hunting and the slaying, we can report our success to Lord Gareshri. I do not take orders from that old battle mage. Besides, the blood of Khajiiti warriors cries for vengeance. To disregard that cry, that is not a shame I can bear. No, I must do this. I must strike back and show my people that hope survives. The worthy life is full of risk, Walker. I assumed you knew that, given what you do. I will tell you a secret, though. Before my parents died, they gave me a pendant. As long as I wear it, Jode watches over me and provides his protection. To Jode, yes, but also to my family and heritage. I suppose you could call it an heirloom. It helps me in my role as agent for Lord Gareshri, and that is all I will say about it. Now, let us go inside and find the necromancer and the dragon. With me. Stay close. We will hunt these necromancers down and end this dragon. The path splits here. We will go right. Walker, you stay left. Moons guide us.
Touch of lingering death!
Foul creatures! Cut them down! awaits, Five Claw! Destroy the necromancer!
No more excuses. No more delays. Double your route through your reanimated. March at the head of your Axia's forces.
Bones impale your soul. A cage of bones for your soul.
Challenge Mulamnir?
Dragonfire, move!
Little morsel, Mulamnir would talk to you. Look upon Mulamnir in despair, morsel. You have no chance against me, no chance at all. But Mulamnir can be merciful. Come, let us talk. Mulamnir wants you to understand the challenge before you. Our puppet, Eurexia, commands a legion of soldiers, an army of necromancers, and a horde of undead. Add my dragon brothers, and the hopelessness of your cause becomes obvious. You and Abnathon are insignificant, but even an infinitesimal flea can irritate after it crawls beneath the scales. I offer you one last chance to survive. If you and the battle mage leave Elsweyr, my brothers and I will not hunt you down. Then you will die. But not before we slaughter your friends and set fire to Elsweyr. Once we reduce this land to so much ash, only then will I tear you apart. So promises Mulamnir, whose claws have dealt 1,000 deaths.
Leave Elsweyr, little morsel. Tell the battle mage, if I see you again, you will die.
Fiveclaw, are you all right? I heard what the dragon said. Perhaps my confidence was a bit misplaced. That creature was much bigger than it appeared when it flew over the camp. I never jump without first knowing where my feet will land. Also, I have very sharp claws. We lost so many today. The dragon, that Mula Mir, it has much to answer for. We defeated the necromancer and shut down one of their undead foundries. We need you and Tarn, despite my dislike of the man. But what the dragon intimated about Euraxia, it called her its puppet. I fear the dragons control the Rimmen throne now. Yes, you must do that. I will join you after I take care of the remains of my soldiers. They died bravely and deserve to receive the proper sacraments. Go to Riverhold. I will see you there.
there you are. Spare a moment for a chit-chat? If we've had this conversation already, then I wanted to thank you for the useful advice. But if I haven't seen you since our talk at that mysterious gravestone, which seems much more likely, then I could really use your help. Did I mention the dreams? Visions, really? They come and go without warning, like seeing through someone else's eyes. Quite disconcerting in an interesting sort of way. Anyway, my trusty shovel and I, we searched that entire grave, and it was gone. The betrayer's head, the dreams, the visions, they drew me there, but someone got to it before I did. I have the strangest sensation in the pit of my tummy. It could be the cobweb porridge I had for breakfast, or something bad is about to happen. Well, that's sort of like leaping from the cliffs of failure without a rope, or at least without tying the end off first. I can't tell you how many times I've made that mistake. Oh, Abner wants to see you. He's in the town hall with the Cat General.
At this point, we need to come up with a plan that takes into account Euraxians, necromancers, and dragons. I proposed a few options, but Gareshri wasn't sold on any of them. Tell me, what of Chimera and the source of the undead? You paint a troubling picture, my friend. Still, we need to celebrate every victory we achieve. I fear such triumphs will be few and far between. Do you have anything else to report? My half-sister likes to think that she's in charge. She won't take kindly to being called a puppet. As for leaving Elsweyr, I think not. Obviously this Mulamnir fears us. Otherwise the dragon wouldn't have deigned to talk to you. Every conversation I have with Cadwell makes my head throb, but one mystery at a time, if you please. Now, if only I could get my half-sister to listen to reason and see that the dragons are using her. A parley? I may not like her, but we are family. Besides, it would give the Khajiit time to regroup. You're beginning to think like a Tharn, my friend. Here, take this. Gareshri gave it to me, but I refuse to accept payment for my services. A parley with Euraxia is a capital idea. I'll send word to Rimmon to expect us. I imagine my half-sister will treat us at my station and agree to the meeting. Attend to any other matters if you must, then see me when you're ready to leave. It just so happens I already have one. It involves distracting my half-sister with wit, charm, and words she barely comprehends. Oh, and you. Euraxia never could resist a pretty face. You'll pretend to be my bodyguard and personal valet. Consider it obfuscation to hide your true purpose. Go on, go on.
This one hates the idea of talking to the usurper queen. We should be stabbing her in the neck. Still, Nalado sees the necessity, even if she doesn't like it. Euraxia will almost certainly betray you, so be careful when you face her, yes? By marching into Elsweyr with a mercenary army and slaughtering our rightful Khajiit rulers, not only did the usurper slay our king and queen, she murdered the rest of the royal family. Her crimes, they swarm around her like flesh flies on dung.
A parley with the usurper queen. I doubt she'll agree to any sort of diplomatic solution. But it will buy us time to replenish our resources. Very well. Take Tharn and meet with Euraxia. In the meantime, we will rebuild what remains of the militia. She marched into Anequina with a mercenary army and conquered Rimen. Her forces killed the royal family, and she illegally proclaimed herself queen. That makes her a usurper. I pray I live to see her pay for her crimes.
I've little time for talk.
The Khajiit here are in desperate need of supplies for their war effort.
Mana see is honored.
I expected sorrow and despair, but the situation here goes beyond even my prophetic inklings. On the surface, yes, but peace through tyranny provides false harmony. Euraxia uses fear and threats of violence to keep the Khajiit in line, making them second-class citizens in their own province. It appalls me to think Euraxia and I are related. It would be better if I showed you. Follow me, and I'll demonstrate the true depths of my half-sister's villainy. Her grip on Rimmon is far tighter than it appears. Very well. But what I'm about to show you isn't for the faint of heart. Follow me. Have you ever visited a Rimmon workhouse? They treat the Khajiiti workers worse than slaves. It's that building over there. For most of Rimmon's Khajiit, it's the only job available to them. The workhouse serves to snare the poor and the destitute, those who fall behind on their debts. They come here to find employment and earn a decent wage, but the costs deducted to pay for room and board leave them worse off than they were before. One of the first things Euraxia did after declaring herself queen was to institute tariffs and fines that apply only to Khajiiti citizens. No one else needs the workhouse. A cruel tactic, but effective. The Rimmon Khajiit? No. Any complaints incur fines for causing a public disturbance or some other inane ordinance. No one wants to risk falling even further into debt. It's ingenious. Monstrous, but ingenious. Oh, Euraxia is clever. She pays the Khajiiti, and the workhouse isn't technically a prison. On the surface, it appears to be a place that helps society's unfortunates, but underneath, it's slavery without any of the uncomfortable trappings. Now, let's visit the Rimmon marketplace. Take a look around. Business seems to be thriving, but appearances can be deceiving. It may be hard to see, but the Khajiiti merchants struggle to keep their stalls open, while the less bestial business people rake in the profits. Euraxia would have you believe it's a matter of work ethic, but we know better. Unfairly doesn't begin to cover it. Khajiiti merchants must deal with high tariffs, extra inspection fees, costly licenses. Euraxia's squeezing them for every piece of gold imaginable. She even instituted a fur tax. On the surface, it seems reasonable to make Khajiiti pay for extra inspections to ensure their fur isn't getting into the products they sell. And while they do shed, it's just another way to discriminate against the rightful citizens of this land. Come along. I want to show you the improvements Euraxia made to the palace wall. See the trebuchets? Notice how they're aimed into the city below. See how the siege weapons sit upon the walls? When it comes right down to it, you're looking at the secret of my half-sister's success. How else do you think Euraxia maintains order and keeps the Elsweyr Defense Force at bay? She declared publicly, and has repeated often, that any attempt to liberate Rimmon will see her unleash the full fury of the siege weapons upon the city. If Euraxia can't have Rimmon, then neither can anyone else. She'd destroy the city in a heartbeat if she thought she was in danger of losing control. Of course, she tells her non-bestial subjects that only the Khajiiti districts are targeted. Absolutely not. But the lie makes her supporters feel better. The Khajiit know that even a peaceful protest could result in the destruction of Rimmon. So far, no one has dared to challenge Euraxia's will in this matter, and for good reason. When we get to the palace, let me do the talking. As the Elder Tharn, I'll demonstrate my dominance over Euraxia and negotiate a cessation of hostilities.
Here come Queen Euraxia's guests now.
I don't like the looks of these meddlers. I say we feed them to the dragons and be done with it.
So you're Abner Tharn's bodyguard and valet. Not what I expected. I assume you want to follow your master into the Queen's inner sanctum, huh? I'll allow it. But first, I want to gauge the measure of your marrow. I am Queen Euraxia's chief necromancer. You may call me Zumog Foom. The other grave callers answer to me. And this is my familiar and confidant, Sir Cadwell the Betrayer. Ah, yes. The Betrayer saw you when it looked through the soul-shriven's eyes. The creature you know is a pale shadow of the dark night that once walked these lands. I exhumed his remains and reanimated him. Well, his head. It was all I could find. My actions don't concern you. I just wanted to meet Abner Tharn's lackey and determine if Queen Euraxia had anything to fear. The answer is quite clear. Your insignificance rivals that of the soul-shriven fool, which makes you eminently forgettable.
Now about the rest of my body, O pestilent one.
Your insults won't hasten the process, betrayer.
But there's a terrible draft in what used to be my nether regions.
Presenting Abner Tharn, Grand Chancellor and Overlord of Nibene, Imperial Battle Mage of the Elder Council, and Patriarch of the Tharn Dynasty, and his bodyguard.
Ah, half-brother. Your arrival, it's so unexceptional.
Pretending to be a queen is...
Hush, Abner, you bore me. Bodyguard, you look interesting. Come talk to me.
You heard her. Good luck.
My sources indicated that my half-brother's associate was somewhat taller. Oh well. Now, why in the world should I even consider negotiating with members of the losing side? A warning? How thoughtful. You do know that I defeated the Khajiit army and took control of the Rimmon throne? I am no one's puppet, I assure you. But why do you suppose I have anything to do with dragons? Oh, how precious. I hoped my pompous half-brother would provide an amusement, but this is even better. I have a chamber set aside in the dungeons just for you. We'll play the most interesting games, you and I, until your body gives out. Do not presume to lecture me. I make the rules here, not you or Abner. I have a special relationship with Mulanir, an understanding. The dragons will secure my hold over Elsweyr, and there's nothing you or my half-brother can do to stop them. Enough! Sumog Foom, what news do you bring?
The Desert Wind Adaptorium has fallen. We move against Riverhold on your word.
Then the word is given. Now, half-brother.
Treachery? How could I ever have anticipated this?
Guards, take them to the dungeons.
I think not. Well, I suppose that could have gone better. I prepared for Euraxia's probable betrayal. Unfortunately, my teleport spell wasn't quite able to penetrate the palace wards, so we wound up down here, in the palace sewer. We heard two things of note. First, Euraxian forces have invaded the Desert Wind Adaptorium for some insidious purpose. And second, my vile half-sister ordered an attack on Riverhold. One thing at a time, my companion, one thing at a time. I need to recover my strength after teleporting us into this skeever hole. I'll need your help to get out of here. Then we can deal with both Desert Wind and Riverhold.
rats in the sewer, just as the Queen anticipated.
The way out, finally. I can't abide another moment in this stench. Well, that's an experience I won't be adding to my memoirs. We'll separate here. Make it harder for Euraxia's lackeys to follow us. Now, things actually turned out better than I expected. We know that Euraxia wants something from the Desert Wind Adaptorium, and we know she's about to launch a counter-strike against Riverhold. That's not exactly true. If my power wasn't depleted... Well, let's not digress. I'll go to Riverhold and warn Garishri. We'll make sure the city is ready for the attack. Meanwhile, you find out what's happening at the Desert Wind Adaptorium. Adaptoriums serve the same function as monasteries in other parts of Tamriel. Desert Wind and its adepts follow the order of Jean Kaj. It's west of here, on the northern lip of the scar. Look for a side entrance if the main door is blocked.
Shore's bones. Rigert knew he should have brought more mead.